Okay, the meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners is called to order in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey. Adequate notice of this meeting of the Atlantic County Board of Commissioners was provided in the following manner. Published in the Press of Atlantic City, mailed to the Hamilton Gazette, and has been posted on the bulletin boards in the county office building in Atlantic City, Stillwater building in Northfield, and the county clerk's office in Mays Landing. Prior to the opening prayer, I am going to ask for a moment of silence for past county executive Dick Squires. Dick served on the board from 1977 to 1983. He was chairman for 6 of those years, and the county executive from 1984 to 1999, so full 16 years. So keep them all in our prayers. We'll have a moment of silence. Okay, thank you very much.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, I pray that you guide us always, satisfy the needs that need to be met during this meeting, and strengthen us to make wise decisions for the betterment of our Atlantic County community. Amen.
Amen. We'll stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, by roll call.
Chairwoman, Commissioner Days is unable to attend today. Commissioner Gatto and Commissioner Parker are attending virtually.
Thank you.
Present.
Ballas, Bertino,
Here.
Burns, Corsi, Gatto, Parker, Grizzly,
Here.
Kern.
Here. Okay, Commissioners have had an opportunity to review the minutes from March 26, 2024. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the March 26, 2024 minutes as presented. Okay. Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. We'll have a roll call.
Ballas,
Yes.
Bertino,
Yes.
Burns,
Yes.
Corsi,
Yes.
Grizzly,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes, motion carries. Hey, anyone attending in person who would like to speak regarding an agenda item or a public comment, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and the town where you reside. You will be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. If you're attending virtually and would like to speak, please raise your hand during the agenda item or a public comment at the end. I will call upon your name and a request to unmute will be sent. Then again, please state your name and the town you reside. You will also be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. And this evening, we have Dr. Gaba. Dr. Gaba, welcome.
Thank you for having me. And good afternoon, Commissioners, and thank you for having me here today as we commemorate Community College Month. I've given you a folder of some of the updates that we have from the college. I was last here in September, and I have a couple of things to update you on, but I really want to point out we have our first President's Newsletter, which I will be sending to the Commissioners and also to the County Exec on a quarterly basis to keep you up to date on what we're doing at the college. Also, in addition to in your packet, you'll see a copy of our annual report of some of the things that we did last year, and I believe that some of you are actually pictured in our accomplishments for last year. So I'm very, very pleased to update you on the work that we're doing at Atlantic Cape Community College, both in Mays Landing and our Worthington Atlantic City campus. Let me begin with the university partnerships. We are very excited that we have entered into 3 university partnerships this academic year. Stockton University 3+1 program, Thomas Jefferson University Health Sciences program, and also the Rutgers-Camden Premier Partnership. These partnerships provide students with an opportunity to work toward an undergraduate degree in a more convenient and cost-effective manner while experiencing seamless transfer opportunities to a 4-year college. In addition, in a selected number of programs in the Rutgers-Camden Premier Partnerships, students have the option to complete their undergraduate degree right here on the Mays Landing campus and do their 3rd year at Rutgers-Camden. These partnerships provide students with increased opportunities to access excellent programs and further fields of study to accomplish their educational goals. Additionally, students enrolling in these university partnerships will also benefit from a more convenient location, reduced costs, which is most important, and a seamless transfer experience from Atlantic Cape to a four-year college. In addition, in our academic area, we've been greatly involved in our high school programs, and through dual and concurrent opportunities, high school students actively work towards earning a credential, certificate, or an associate's degree from Atlantic Cape. This academic year, 169 dual credit courses are being offered at 13 Atlantic County high schools. 955 students enrolled in at least one course offered during the 23-24 academic year. Last year, in June of 2023, 48 students from Atlantic County earned an associate's degree upon completion of high school at the same time they received their high school diploma. Other updates in terms of our academic area: the Licensed Practical Nursing Certificate inaugural program opened in fall of 2023, with a total of 16 students in the program. We also offered a new degree program in the fall, our Associate in Science in the Physics degree, focusing on providing students with the resources to pursue a baccalaureate degree in physics and establishing a strong foundation for physics careers in academia and the industry. In addition to these programs, support a growing career path within Atlantic County, providing residents with pathways into well-paying careers to support themselves, their family, and the local community. Most recently, the Wind Training Center is now open on our Atlantic City campus. We are providing Global Wind Organization onshore training, which began just a few weeks ago, and we will be offering sea survival training next year. We are also very active in the community. Atlantic Cape continues its presence in our community through numerous outreach programs and events. Probably the most important partnership right now is the Neighborhood Inlet Project. The Inlet Project is a part of our community outreach initiatives. It's located in Atlantic City, was initially funded for $565,000 in 2023 through the Department of Community Affairs, through their Neighborhood Revitalization Tax Credit Planning Grant. We were very, very fortunate that last week we received a notice that we received an additional $1 million to continue our work in the Inlet neighborhood. Our generous sponsors were Ocean Casino with an investment of $950,000 and Tropicana with an investment of $50,000. Our projects were submitted to DCA as part of a strategic plan prepared by the residents of the inlet to focus on the revitalization of the neighborhood. As you can see, we continue to grow, develop, and support the project with members of the Inlet Board. Another important community outreach initiative that's now in its fourth year is Atlantic Cape hosted the Mexican Consulate at Philadelphia Mobile Consulate at our Worthington Atlantic City campus. And this is a two-day event in partnership with the Mexico's Government of External Relations and local grassroots nonprofit organizations in Atlantic City. Over 250 appointments, local residents were scheduled on those days, which allowed Atlantic City, Atlantic County Mexican nationals the ability to obtain vital documents such as passports, birth certificates, and consular IDs right in their own backyard. All of these outreach initiatives allow the community to become aware of Atlantic Cape and all that we have to offer to our residents. Another update that's happened since I last saw you in September, and I saw many of you at the groundbreaking for the baseball field. That occurred on February the 15th, and we were very, very happy to have that event. And it will allow the Atlantic Cape to attract more local athletes as they seek out the college that will offer equipped programs and facilities as the athletic program provides a sense of belonging for our students. We are grateful for the support of all of you, the commissioners, and County Executive Levinson, in supporting our, approving our county Chapter 12 grant for over $700,000, in addition to the state of New Jersey, the Chapter 12 allocation, and making the baseball field a reality. Atlantic Cape, like many institutions of higher education, continues to face challenges with enrollment and funding. Following the pandemic, high school students are still not sure of their future, including higher education. The high school population in general is shrinking. And now high schoolers can make $15 an hour right out of school. The budget presented by the Board of School Estimate recently will get us by with our continued cuts in personnel and expenses, but we still need to move forward with many innovative projects at the college. With respect to funding at the state level, Governor Murphy's FY25 budget cut $20 million from the community college sector in the state budget. That impact on Atlantic Cape is devastating. It will be a $1.4 million shortfall from the state that we will not get. It was in the budget last year, but it was taken out for this year. As we advocate for the restoration of the $20 million, we continue to attend public hearings, including a few weeks ago, my staff and several of our students took a busload up to the Assembly public budget hearing in Trenton to advocate for the restoration of these funds. Our students did an excellent job testifying about the college and what the community college means to them. Through our challenges, we continue with our career opportunities. For example, this year, one of our strategies to mitigate enrollment will be by focusing on retention and completion of students. This year, we will be providing additional student support for first-time, full-time students, because we realize that this is the group that's a very captive group to get them in, work with them throughout their experience. And this cohort that we have identified consists of about 600 students that we will be working with very closely. We need to continually advocate with our legislators regarding the critical need for reinstating our funds, but also let me add that through our foundation, we are increasing support to students thanks to generous donors and supporters. Last year, we awarded almost $600,000 to over 500 students for their scholarships through the foundation. Most recently, our restaurant gala raised $306,000, and we want to thank Chairwoman Kern and Commissioner Risley for attending, and the proceeds will help our students with their scholarships in the culinary program. We continually seek grant opportunities to support what we are doing. In fact, we were recently awarded $2 million in grants. So far, we've been awarded $2 million in grants this year. We have many grants still pending, and these grants have provided opportunities to upskill workers for Atlantic City, provided business and industry with technical skills. In closing, let me say we have much to celebrate in the coming year as we are approaching our 60th anniversary at Atlantic Cape, and we're going to have a series of events to celebrate that. In addition, this year we're going to be celebrating 40 years at our Worthington Atlantic City campus. Furthermore, we plan to continually update you through our quarterly newsletter, and as I said to you, we've given you the first copy of that newsletter. And we found that as we go out in the community and talk about what we're doing, a lot of people say, oh, we didn't know that, we didn't know about that, we didn't know you were doing that. So that's why we have started this newsletter. We will give it to you on a quarterly basis to keep you up to date. So in closing, I would like to thank you for all of your support toward Atlantic Cape and the work that we are doing together to bring quality educational services to the Atlantic Cape community. We're excited for the future of the community and our students, and I want to wish you a very happy, healthy spring and summer season. Keep the date in your head, May 16th, our commencement when our students graduate, and we hope to see you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Java, and thank you for the newsletter. You know, we're going to give a few things. So. Sure. So, yeah, and this really helps us to get the
we're going
word
to do
out.
that. We realize we need to do that.
Yeah, there's so many students, and you are increasing, the numbers are really, really increasing, that some students are taking, you know, in some of these credits that they can get, taking advantage of these programs. So thank you for allowing us to have this information. Any comments from our commissioners?
Just one, Dr. Gaba, good afternoon. On that $20 million in state aid that was cut out of the budget this year, and you did your presentation before that, have you had any other, has anybody reached out to you from the state of New Jersey that they're reconsidering, or?
Here's what we've done. We are 18 community colleges. We're called the Council of County Colleges. We're members of that, the president and trustees. And what we're all doing is we are meeting with our legislators face to face. I took students to Trenton. I met with Senator Palestina. Took students with me. They told their story. We're trying to meet with Senator Testa because they're the ones that get our message to the governor. In addition to that, the New Jersey Council of County College has what's called a legislative action campaign. We can click on the button and it sends a message automatically, and I can send that to you. Just click on that click on Atlantic Cape and it will go, because we feel that this advocacy and people from the public saying that this is needed will help us. So, like I said, it's very, very important, because we got the 20 million after a fight last year, and for some reason, we don't know why.
That's what I was gonna ask you, like, what would be the reasoning they can see the direct impact that helps community colleges
We don't know
all
why.
across the state, where money, we always talk about money at the stated level,
Mhm.
where you're blowing money, well, this is for education purposes.
Yeah, and workforce
it
development.
Puzzles me why they
It
allocate
puzzles
it.
all of us. It puzzles all of us. And like I said, we are meeting with our legislators face to face. We will continue to do that. I think from what the conversations I've had with I think it's going to move in a positive direction, because the students, when we went up to Trenton, the presidents were supposed to go, staff was supposed to go, but the students made the most convincing case to those legislators. They told the story.
That's all.
So, but as I said, this $20 million for us, Atlantic Cape, it's going to be a shortfall, $1.7 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, please send us that link as well.
And I will send you the link.
Commissioner Bell?
Madam Chair.
You know?
Dr. Cabo, were you able to find out where that $20 million was directed to?
No, I don't.
You know they didn't cut it out of the budget.
It went somewhere. The budget is huge, a huge document, you know. It didn't come to us.
Okay, because normally you can find out where that
But it
piece
takes,
went
but it
to.
takes an analysis that I'm
Yeah,
not
of course.
too deep in. And, yeah, we're all dealing with that.
Okay.
Not only the two-year colleges, but some of the four-year colleges have their own issues, which are different from my issues.
Sure. Thank you.
But anything that you can do when we send you the legislative action campaign, just click that button and say, please fund the community colleges. And we give you the whole story.
Commissioner Bell, so now we go about funding it worldwide?
It's sure through our legislators.
By the time you're trying to find what they do with that state budget,
Well-
yeah, you know what I mean? It's just like, it won't be just maybe 20 mil in a block.
It'll be scattered all over the
You can't
place.
find it.
You can't find it. Yeah.
It'll be difficult. I'm surprised they took it out, just
Yeah.
puzzled me.
And unfortunately, we will not know until the end of June, they told end of June.
Right.
It's hard to plan that way for the future. It's in a very difficult situation for us right now.
Mr. Rizzo?
Thank you. I know that the New Jersey Association of Counties, NJAC, is very much behind restoring these cuts. And after talking with John Donadio, who heads that up, he's very optimistic that
Yeah.
it's going to be restored. So
Yeah, I'm
it
optimistic.
should be a level situation from year to year at least.
It should be, but we're going to continue, and there's going to be a Senate hearing coming up in May.
May 2nd.
And May 2nd, and again, we're going to take the college van with a busload of students with us to speak, and have them tell the story. I will not tell it, I will let them tell it.
Very nice.
We're optimistic.
Madam Chair. Dr. Gava, thank you. As a former student at ACCC, when I was 18, and my father, youngest of four here, he was retired, asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, I have no idea. He said, guess what you're going to do? So I went to ACC. There was not
Yeah,
kids there
ACC.
yet. And now here we are at a time where the cost of college education, further education, is through the roof. And after COVID, we've encouraged our kids to take some time off, find out where they are. It's a perfect opportunity to go to a community college. I'm preaching to the choir here.
Sure.
But if there's anything else we can do as your commissioners, please let me know. I
Yeah.
have your back on there for you.
And
to
we have
support
many
you.
students like yourself who don't know exactly what they want to do.
At 18,
And we have students in our ESL program who start in ESL non-credit, don't speak any English, and they go through, get degrees, and do some fantastic things. And, we found out about the 1.7 million cut after we prepared our budget. So we prepared our budget trying to be modest with only a
Right.
$5 increase in tuition.
right.
And then after that, we found out we might be cut. Well, had we known, we probably would have raised tuition.
Right,
But it is what it is, and, we're going to deal with it.
right. Thank
As
you.
we can. We appreciate your support.
Thank you. Commissioner Burns, you do
Yeah, they don't hear you.
The people in the audience won't be able to hear you.
Thank you.
And by the way, I should also mention that, I didn't mention it, but we are very, very visible and active on social media. LinkedIn, Facebook,
Twitter.
We're on all those different platforms that young people look at to know about us and our programs. We offer webinars, information webinars. For example, our popular programs are nursing and culinary. And we have people in the public who may not be able to come to the college, but we offer a webinar online to attract people. The last one we did for nursing, we had an overwhelming amount of people from the public that do that. And by the way, all that advertising going on social media costs money.
Yeah. And as you're doing them, if you send them to us, we can always get them out as well through our social media platforms.
Oh, okay, I'll figure that out.
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
we can
You can
push
just spread the word,
Absolutely.
They'll,
about
you
the
know,
program.
probably repost. Any other commissioners have any comments? Okay, so. Oh, Mr. Parker, Commissioner Parker, did you have something you wanted to say?
Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, perfect. I'm trying to play with the technology and make sure that I can mute and unmute over here. I just wanted to say that, Dr. Galva, that it's been a pleasure working with you through the Education and Schools Committee, and the communication has been steadily improving. And those for social media, I wanted to just highlight what she said about the social media platforms. I try to follow as much as I can on LinkedIn or any of the social media platforms that Atlantic Community College puts out. So keep doing a great job. And I hope you can see all my likes and comments that I leave on your social media pages.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if Commissioner Gatto is on yet. Is she on yet? I think she was having some problems. Dr. Gaba, on behalf of the board, it is good to have you with us today as we recognize April 2024 as Community College Month here in Atlantic County, as well as across the nation. The theme this year, I believe, is cultivating skills of the future. I'm particularly interested in hearing how the technology infrastructure improvement resolution, which the board recently passed, will benefit the college's ability to attract more students, along with the resolutions on the agenda this meeting in support of establishing the dental hygiene training program. So thank you so much, and again, thank you for being
Thank you
here.
for having me, and I look forward to coming back to give an update in a couple of months, maybe.
All right, very nice. We do have a resolution, number 173.
Resolution recognizing April 2024 as Community College Month, sponsored Maureen Kern.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino and seconded by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Parker? Risley?
Yes.
Sorry, Kern.
Yes, the motion carries. We have a plaque here with us, you know, give to you. Commissioner Bertino? Couldn't let you go without this. Now you need something else for your wallet. So we're gonna get, the ladies over here, and I always have them upside down, so you have to watch me.
Want to move over and not be in front of the TV?
By the TV, come
Where
this way.
was? Where do you want
So
to
you
go?
get that background.
Yes, you get my back. I'm smiling like I'm in a picture.
Thank you.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great job.
We get a little bag, you know, makes it a little easier, especially in this rain. But I also want to thank Jean for all you do. You're always right there, getting the job done as well, so thank you.
I'm just saying.
We're done, right? Yep.
We are going to go about our meeting. Feel free to move. If you don't want to stay here to for the entire meeting. But thanks again. Thank you. Okay, that brings us into our ordinances with ordinance number 2.
Ordinance establishing a mid-block crosswalk on Moss Mill Road, County Route 561, alternate in the Township of Galloway, first reading.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Martino. Any comments from the commissioners? carries. Seeing none, well, it's first reading, so we'll have a roll call.
Ballas? Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Ordinance 3, please.
Madam Chair, just noting I joined the meeting,
Thank you, Commissioner Gatto.
and I would vote yes on that.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
No problem.
Ordinance 3, ordinance amending County Code Chapter 97 entitled Parks concerning alcohol use and special events involving alcohol within Atlantic County Parks, first reading.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino and seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner Gatto.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to highlight, this is one that Commissioner Corsi and I have been working on and partnered with not only county administration, but City of Atlantic City, kind of following the same example we did with Lake Lenape Park when we allowed alcohol for certain special events there. It's following kind of that same process and procedure to enable some more events at that park in Atlantic City.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments?
Madam Chair, in right of consent of council at this point, I'm going to abstain on this resolution.
Noted. Any other commissioner comments? Okay, well, we'll have a roll.
Actually, some
Ordinance. Okay, we'll have a roll call, please.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to our resolution grant, Resolution 152.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May County's Community Traffic Safety Programs, amount not to exceed $275,000.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 153, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May County's distracted driving programs, amount not to exceed $150,000.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 154.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May County's impaired driving programs, amount not to exceed $229,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 155, please.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May County's non-motorized bicycle pedestrian programs, amount not to exceed $30,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 156.
Grant application and acceptance from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety for the Atlantic Cape May County's occupant protection programs, amount not to exceed $120,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Ballas.
Yeah, so this last, like I said, there's 6 resolutions that, grant resolutions included. These are grants that come through, come to the county and go out to municipalities to put extra patrols on, mainly in the summer months. The county basically oversees it and does all the paperwork for it, and the municipalities basically have to apply to get that money, and
put the extra police officers on overtime out patrols, which in turn then makes our county safer.
Yeah, greatly needed during the tourism season. Thank you, Commissioner Ellis. Any other comments from the commissioners? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 157.
Amending Resolution Number 129 adopted on March 29, 2022, a grant from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts for the local arts programs to extend the term date amount not to exceed $1,101,966.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? And we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Now we're into our competitive contracts with Resolution 158.
Renewal competitive contract with Rehab Professional Services Incorporated for the provision of physical, occupational, and speech therapy services to the residents of Meadowview Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, amount not to exceed $245,000.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Now we're into our bid contracts with Resolution 159.
Bid contract with Cooper Friedman Electric Supply Company Incorporated for the provision of electrical supplies, amount not to exceed $163,065.80.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 160, please.
Bid contract with various vendors to furnish and deliver non-perishable food requirements to the Department of Human Services, amount not to exceed $36,656.15.
Moved.
Moved by Commissioner Burns, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments?
Where
Commissioner
did
Ellis?
15 cents come from?
I don't know. Bonnie, Jerry.
Well, what is, if you, the bids, one ended in 50, on the bids, one ended in 50 cents, one ended in 65 cents, that could happen.
That's crazy.
It's a big deal when you're talking about 36, so. Any other commissioner comments? Seeing hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. We have two change orders. First one's Resolution 161.
Change order number 1 and final contract with Arawak Paving Company Incorporated for the resurfacing of Jimmy Leeds Road, County Route 561, Section 1, in the Township of Galloway, net decrease $156,936.20.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think it went down.
It's nice, it's
They don't usually go down.
nice. Anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Brisley?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 162.
Change order number 1, a contract with R.E. Pearson Construction Company Incorporated for the Lake Lenape Slide Gate Rehabilitation Project to extend the term date and that increase $112,766.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Bertino, seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments?
Can we have an explanation on that there?
Sure. Doug is on, he gave the explanation to, yeah. Mr. DeMayo is on, our county engineer, he explained it to the budget subcommittee. Doug, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
There was an issue with the dimensions that were on the plans for the openings for the gates. it turns out the record plans and what the divers were able to measure during the design phase were not accurate. And so when the contractor went in to install the gates that were, fabricated before they went out to do the work, did not quite fit right, so we had to make some modifications to the gates, and we also had to make some modifications to the opening in the powerhouse by adding a concrete sill that was approximately 16 inches high to get it down to the correct size and make it work.
Commissioner
Can I
Ballas.
ask a question? Yes. I guess through Jerry to Doug, who designed this? Who was the company that designed it? It wasn't the county engineer, right?
No, it was a consultant, WSP.
So aren't they insured for something like that? Why is this expense on the county if they designed it wrong?
They do have liability insurance.
So we will be reimbursed for this expenditure then, correct?
We will have to go after them for that, yes.
Yeah, Arizona emissions.
And we will, correct?
Well, we will discuss that with administration and make that determination.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other commissioner comments? Okay, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Commissioner, okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Commissioner Gatto has stepped in and said, can we please tell Commissioner Corsi to speak into your mic? She cannot hear you.
She should have got here early. Our commissioner. We couldn't hear her say that either.
Yeah, so,
Only because Amy says.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Gatto. It's important because that means everybody's not hearing us. Okay, that brings us to our 159s. I entertain a motion to combine and adopt resolution number 163 to 164, chapter 159.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing here none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
That's better.
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. That brings us into our miscellaneous resolutions, starting with resolution 165.
Sorry. Memorandum of Understanding between the Atlantic County Workforce Development Board, the One Stop Career Center Partners, and the chief elected official for the operation of a local workforce system.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto? Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 166, please.
Lease agreement with the State of New Jersey Department of the Treasury for the New Jersey Department of Labor to co-locate with the Atlantic County Workforce Development Board at 2 South Main Street in the city of Pleasantville, amount not to exceed $3,311,993.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Ballas. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Forsy?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 167, please.
Resolution authorizing a subrecipient agreement between the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for the implementation of the Boardwalk Preservation Fund Grant Program for the Brigantine Promenade refurbishment, funded amount $1,185,837.50, county cash match $62,412.50.
Move.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Burns. Any comments from our commissioners? Seeing and hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Resolution 168, please.
Resolution in support of the submission of a project for grant funding from the United States Department of Agriculture Community Facilities Grant Program for the development of a new K-9 training academy facility.
Move.
Thank you.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner Gatto.
Yeah, I just want to highlight this as well as 169 and 170 are all requests from Congressman Van Drew's office in partnership with the county and our municipalities, trying to get into kind of a new rhythm of as projects come about for application at the federal level, getting the municipality and the county engaged further in front of the process, and then getting these resolutions in support. It will help our case to actually obtain that money in committee by having these resolutions already done at the time of application. So great proactiveness on Congressman Van Drew's front, and great partnership being established there as we look at some of these strategic projects. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commissioner, because it's very important, and I know moving forward, he has said he's going to continue to do the same to help move these, through a little quicker. So thank you. Any other commissioner comments? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Brings us to 169.
Resolution in support of requesting federal funding to establish an aviation academy to provide comprehensive and diverse aviation-related training at the National Aerospace Research and Technology Park.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Burns. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. Commissioner Gatto, we just want to make sure that you are in fact hearing Commissioner Corsi.
Please acknowledge the fact that you do hear me.
I very much hear you, sir. Thank you.
I wish my colleagues would speak into the mic as well.
Okay, we're on resolution 170.
Resolution in support of the establishment of a dental hygienist training program at the Atlantic Cape Community College.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, second by Commissioner Risley. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, well, roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. That brings us, we have one roadway solicitation with resolution 171.
Move.
Authorizing consent for a roadway solicitation event by the Brigantine PBA Local 204 at the intersection of Atlantic Brigantine Boulevard, County Route 638, and Harbor Beach Boulevard in the city of Brigantine on Saturday, April 6, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Ballas and seconded by Commissioner Corsi. Any commissioner comments? Seeing, hearing none, anything from the public? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Corsi?
Yes.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. We have a commissioner-sponsored resolution 172.
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Bertino.
Thank you. On Resolution 172, I'd like to adjourn consideration of this resolution pending the completion of the public hearing period. I did not know that they had extended, and JD had extended the public hearing period for this map that they've been talking about until like April the 8th. So I'm going to ask that be not voted on today, no action on it.
Commissioner Bertino, can you speak in the mic too, please? We can't hear
Okay,
you.
let me talk into the mic. Now, Resolution 172, I asked that it be adjourned for consideration at this time, pending the completion of the public hearing process that NJDEPs have, and I was not aware that they had extended it. I guess my vacation, I should have checked it. But, I'm asking the board to take no action at this present time. Am I okay, Rick?
Yeah, Madam Chair, I think you could just make a motion to adjourn it pending the completion of the comment period, and then we'll put it back up at the appropriate time, if and when that happens.
Do I make more?
So you could entertain a motion to adjourn, and we'll put it up.
I'll
once the
entertain a
comment
motion
period's
to
over.
adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Corsi, seconded by Commissioner Bertino. Any commissioner comments?
Just one, Madam Chair, I've also provided all the commissioners a map of the proposed and what they were using as far as Warden Track goes. I think for those of us on the western end, this isn't a new discussion. We've had this discussion for quite a few years. I remember initially when I was a councilman having a discussion on use of all-terrain vehicles through the Warden Track. Many people on the western end of the county consider, and so everyone, not just the western end, Warden Track's a fantastic, and of course, it's the largest in the state. And obviously, we don't want to have issues out there that are causing damage, but I think until the hearing's done and I see the final map, I don't believe the NJDEP is going to maybe amend it. Maybe they will, I don't know, but I don't think they should take action on it, obviously, until the time is done. That's what it's for. Map is for you guys to review. If you have any questions, of course, let us know.
Any other commissioner comments? Does it go to the public? Any comments from the public?
Yes.
You can come to the mic.
Can I come?
and Just state your name and where you reside.
My name is Susan Lazarchik, and I'm in the Township of Hamilton. I appreciate you holding off on making the decision with this until after public commenting. But since you brought up and talked about it a little bit, I thought it was appropriate that I would. So, yes, the public comment period ends on April 8th, and I would think that it would make sense for this, like you said, to be a public process and not just a resolution supporting minority interest groups that want no restrictions. And I was also thinking, before you do approve this resolution, I was wondering if it has been presented to your Atlantic County Parks and Environmental Board for their opinion. Certainly, populations have increased 20-fold in our area since the original map was created in 1966. And it's a visitor's map. It's, any other national park, it has a visitor's map. Certainly, personal interests are driving efforts to stop a sensible, easy-to-use map so that people can safely drive through Wharton State Forest. A map keeps people out of harm's way. Fire trucks won't get stuck. People won't be frightened by illegal use and activity. And it's only fair to visitors if they know where to go and how to enjoy the forest safely and peacefully. And it's only fair to New Jersey residents that their tax money is used to inform our parks rather than constantly trying to fix the more than $1 million in damages occurring every year from illegal activities. And this information I took from Pinewoods Preservation Alliance that are supporting that. So I have more information, but just know that, I do support the map. It's clear information where they can drive. I think that there's still going to be 200 miles of, roads available. And basically, the DEP is committed to making nature more accessible to people with disabilities. People with disabilities need reliable information to visit the Wharton State Forest. And I have more, but just, if people do have comments, it's the process. Yep. And that they should follow that process if they have issues with it. All right?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to come forward?
Jacqueline Rhodes, I am the Assistant Executive Director of Pinelands Preservation Alliance, so thank you for the opportunity to give comment, and thank you, Commissioner, for delaying the approval, or hopefully non-approval, of the resolution until the comment period ends. I think just my personal experience, I've been working at Pinelands Preservation Alliance for 20 years. Illegal off-road vehicle use has been a problem for more than 20 years. I've been working on this issue for 20 years. There are multiple solutions. A map isn't the only one. The map is more than just dealing with that problem. We get phone calls about people not knowing where to go. We have heard from law enforcement saying, well, you know, I can't really give them a ticket if they don't know that's not where they're supposed to be. So altogether, I think everyone has come to the table and it says, we agree a map should exist, right? That I don't think is the problem. The debate is where, right? And this 2-year process was meant to identify the where. So we put in comments. We know there have been a number of comments. Some people, you know, may not be as familiar with all the ins and outs of Wharton, so may not be able to provide as detailed comments as the EP was looking for, even have the ability to weigh in because they just don't feel comfortable doing so. So I would hope that where people are still concerned about it, that this presents an opportunity where I think the EP is welcoming additional options, where there is a particular access point or trail where, you know, maybe a general portion of the public always used it and legitimately it is a road, not just an access point that takes into a pond or a wetland. 200 miles is a lot of miles. It's 200 plus. That's the equivalent of going from Cape May all the way up to the northwest corner of New Jersey. That's how many miles we're talking about. So that is a lot of access for Wharton. And I would also say if, let's say, a version of this is adopted, that DP is going to be open to things like where hunters want to come through and access points. So I went to the last meeting that DP held at Wharton, and it was loaded with people that drive similar vehicles. If you were just, you know, general member of the public, not interested in off-roading, you would feel intimidated in that meeting. There's a lot of yelling going on. Assistant Commissioner of DP was standing there. He stayed for the entire meeting from like 12, it was an open house, from 12 until 7 o'clock at night. He did not leave. He made sure he heard all the comments, he was taking all that information in. So there's opportunity here. And by just opposing a map, I think we're doing a disservice to the rest of the public that really has been asking for this, for the law enforcement that has been asking for this, for fire personnel that have been asking for this. So hopefully this presents extra time for taking those comments and coming to some resolution. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Again, really appreciate your comments.
Yeah, we spoke earlier today and we had some discussion on some of the concerns I had raised. I think one of them was, of course, wasn't that there wasn't a map. There was a baseline in 2017. There's some mapping that was done at that time. But as I stated with you, I said, look, it's not appropriate for us to take action until I know the public portion is done and actually see if any modifications are made. So I appreciate the dialogue with you. I've had conversations with Preservation Alliance for 20 plus years. So look forward to that. And as I say, the people that are interested in it, please go online because they're, you know, if you look at that, how long they had the period out there, there's not an awful lot of people. I think 1,800 or something maybe, that gave comments to it when you're talking about it. And there's so many people that utilize the resources that go through there year in and year out. They have to speak up. If not, don't complain later. So that's what I've told a few in townships on the western end, Mullica, Egg Harbor, I've had them all out there. Hamilton people, I've had them all calling me. So appreciate we'll work together and see what we come up with. Thank you.
Madam Chair. Just one question, I don't know whether it's for Jacqueline or Jimmy, but so the existing trails that are being used now that may not go into the new proposed map, are them trails or roadways going to have obstructions in them or just signage? Does anybody know what the plan is to keep people off of that?
I mean, obviously, until anything gets approved, we don't know 100%. But the idea is that a number of those access points would be used by law enforcement and fire trucks, so they wouldn't be closed. They wouldn't be like barricaded up. The hope is that for certain areas, there would be signs saying, you know, this is kind of like the way to go, the way not to go, or do not access. But again, that's all to be determined later on, what would be placed there and where. So it's a lot of money. We've worked with Wharton and other places where truly you don't want any vehicles accessing, including law enforcement for themselves. It's a lot of money. There's no way to put up barricades in all these places, and not that you want to, because law enforcement, fire trucks, you know, their own personnel want to be able to have additional access routes, right? So there's going to be a subset that still exists for that purpose. There will be some, though, that basically take you to nowhere, right? Or will take you into the middle of a wetland, right? And you don't want people down there. In that case, either putting up a sign or where there is support for people to put up some kind of barricade. But just like the community colleges, parks and forests, they're short money too. They don't have the resources to fill in roads. I mean, we know many people that get stuck out there because of the constant, you know, tearing up intentionally. So, I mean, there's not a lot of money. This is just like the first step of probably another 20 years of work, because we fall way far behind nationally on what we put into our state parks and forests. And that's been a huge problem. So hopefully that answers your questions just from personal experience, but I know it's not listed out in the plan like exactly what they will be doing because, you know, for resources and time, but some will definitely stay open.
Okay, yeah, I just don't want to see, you know, chains or a physical bar or something, because, you know, these knuckleheads who go out there on these ATVs, they're tearing everything up, you know.
It's a liability for the state.
Someone's going to end up getting killed.
Yes, exactly,
So
and that's
signs-
always been the issue.
Signs are fine and enforcement
Yes.
is great, but to put a physical barrier, you know, or you can put a berm there. You know,
Right.
You just drive over it anyway
Right.
with the ATV.
Right. The only thing that's
I don't
ever
wanna
been
see any
used-
kind of bar or, you know, ballot or something that's going to,
Right.
you know, harm somebody.
The only thing
And
they've
harm
ever
the
used was
environment.
trees, like, and there was a big complaint a long time ago, I don't know if people remember, like, you're cutting down trees. And because they figured that's the safest thing to do, where there was a safety issue for people going down there. And so that's been the only method they've utilized.
They'll just drive around it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Commissioner Ballas, too, there was a lot of stuff, discussions in it early on, and Jackie and I talked about it a little bit earlier today, where they were requiring, the state talked about allowing you a permit to allow you to drive through there. And to me, that, of course, was ridiculous. If I'm gonna tell you it's okay, then I'm gonna put a map out and then tell you it's okay if you pay the permit to drive through there, and then it was stupid. The only concerns I have with this, and we have to be careful, is as she's stating, the map is gonna get approved, and then the process on how to implement and manage it is gonna come after. And I think that's where some dialogue, and I will be reaching out to DEP and even our people on the western end, my legislators, on trying to find out exactly what it is we're proposing, so when we talk about this, we actually know what we're voting for. Because when you say yeah to the map and it goes through, but then you said yeah to the conditions that come after. So that's why I want to be careful that everybody recognizes that, so. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioner comments? Anything else from the public?
Madam Chair,
Yes. Commissioner.
Parks and Environment was brought up. We meet tomorrow at 7 o'clock, so we will discuss this tomorrow at 7 o'clock in the Parks and Environment meeting. And moving forward, if Commissioner Bettino, if you would just keep the Parks and Environment Advisory Board up to date on whatever's going on, and that way we can include whatever their expertise is or their opinion is on the matter.
They may actually, Commissioner, they may actually have some information when you get there, because I know they follow the NJDEP stuff pretty close, especially if it impacts in Atlantic County. So, but absolutely, I will make sure that I do that for you guys.
I'm sure they will be ready for the discussion. they're pretty prepared.
When they see the agenda, I know the group, they're
Advisory
gonna be
board.
ready for the discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Parker, that's a very good point. Anything from the public? Anybody else? Are we online? Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Ballas?
Yes.
Bertino?
Yes.
Burns?
Yes.
Coursey?
Absolutely.
Gatto?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Grizzly?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes, motion carries. So that concludes the written portion of our agenda. If we have received copies of written communications and petitions, any commissioner have anything they would like to share? Seeing none, any reports of special committees of the board? I know it's been kind of quick since the last meeting to this meeting, so.
Madam Chair, I have one.
Okay.
I'd like to comment on the South Jersey Economic Development District, Fort County District Chair, and we had a meeting last night, Fort Counties. As you know, we've been struggling for many, many months to find a new executive director.
Please send me found.
We did. Thank the Lord for that. And ironically, the person that we selected, we interviewed 2 individuals last night, and very, very accomplished people. We selected a lady by the name of Carrie Italiano, and ironically, Carrie has been on our board for 6 years and decided to finally apply for this position. So after a long discussion, we agreed to offer her a contract, and it'll be on a 6-month temporary basis. Lou Joyce, the current executive director of the district, of course, you know, he's been wanting to retire for about 1.5 years or more. So it's been a very frustrating time, because a lot of people would apply, go through a first interview, a second interview, and then withdraw their application because they felt they could not do what we're requesting them to do. So this lady, Carrie Italiano, she's bright, she's sharp, she's enthusiastic, and we're looking forward to her success in that position. Like I say, Lou Joyce will stay on for 90 days and even longer if necessary, so we have a smooth transition. So that's a good report. Thank you.
Very nice, thank you, Commissioner. Any other commissioners? Okay, seeing, hearing none, any unfinished business?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Ballas.
Jerry, I guess through to Doug, we can just get an update on 2 projects, the replacement of the bridge on Somersville Mains Landing Road, and also the emergency flashing beacons for the volunteer firehouses.
Could you hear that, Doug?
Yes.
Okay.
So, we just got an update on the flashing beacons today. Turns out there was still some materials that are yet to be received, although it's just the poles for the beacons. I think they have a partial delivery of them, and the remainder, according to the supplier, is supposed to be delivered next week. The contractor has also stated that they plan on having their surveyor lay out the foundations either starting next week or the following week. As far as Lakes Creek Bridge, that bridge, EH29, is moving as scheduled. I'm not sure what additional you wanted on that. But I believe they have 1 year from when they started, which was about mid-January.
Just so you know, we went out and met with at least 3 or 4 homeowners. We walked the road they live on, Bevis Mill Road, and which is getting a lot of heavy traffic. People know how to get around that area, obviously, so it's used pretty heavily. Anyway, we met with them, and Doug went through what the long-range plan is. For example, the gentleman that was here, he made reference to the fact that guide rail was not there. And Doug explained that the guide rail would go in, once the most of the work was done. They had to come back. There were some issues of landscaping. Doug went through that with them, that the landscaping will be done once most of that work is done. So they asked us about if we go to the extremes ends of the road, people are cutting through yards. We put up some barrels to cut that off, and we'll take care of the landscaping once the project is done. So, I mean, they were happy. I mean, we can't reduce the traffic. They discussed several things with us about trying to turn traffic back, meaning that if you came down Bevis Mill, I guess going from west to east, they wanted to turn the traffic around where the there's a fairground there, or a campground, and they wanted, Doug explained you can't do that. I'm just saying, so we met with them, we answered most of their questions. You have anything else, Doug, to answer or explain?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, the biggest concern of the residents of Bevis Mill is the traffic. And, you know, it is a public road, so it's hard to keep traffic off of it.
Exactly.
Without actually shutting it down, but if you shut it down, then it can't be used by emergency vehicles anymore, so.
Stillmanville has been
concern.
Stillmanville has been an issue, and we're going to put variable message boards out there, you know, alerting people to the traffic, and we talked a little bit about those signs, you know, where your speed limit is 40 miles an hour and you're going like 65. We talked about them as well, so we're looking into that.
Well, it seems as though the county and the township are, I guess, gearing up for the summer traffic that comes from out of state that go to the shore. There are variable message boards that are on Stillmanville Road now, basically stating the speed limit and that it's going to be enforced. Township has a variable message board with arrows when you come off of Summersway Landing Road that get you onto Stillmanville Road instead of going down Robert Best and taking that shortcut. But it seems as though the contractor is working very diligently and making a lot of progress there. Just was wondering whether the time frame is going to be shortened. I know it started out being what was told to the public a 2-year closure. I'm hearing Doug say 1 year now, so I'm hoping that it's more closer to 1 year than 2 years for that roadway to be shut down. They seem like they're out there. I mean, they were out there working in the rain today.
Right. Doug, do you have any like an update on like the?
I mean, South State is a company that tries to get their projects done as quickly as possible and move on to the next one. Is there a potential that they can get it done sooner than we expect or sooner than our contract allowed? Yes, there is that potential, but if they do run into problems, then it could, run to that full date that we talked about.
And we walked through, just saying that the gentleman that was here, I don't know if you remember, he mentioned, you remember we did the Wage Creek, the environmental area there. He wanted us to do some work there. Doug said as soon as the bridge is done, then we will be able to do that. And they asked about paving, and Doug went through that. There will be paving, and Doug gave them the limits of the paving that will be done. So I mean, they went through everything with us. I mean, that was on their mind. So I mean, hopefully, they're happy with what the results of what is going to take place. The traffic, like Doug said, we don't have much choice in the traffic.
And just on another note, while we have Doug on here, the corner of Ocean Heights and Stillmanville, there was 2 motor vehicle crashes there. One which damaged the guardrail, and then the second one which the car ended up going over the guardrail because it was damaged and impacting the house. I see that it's staked out now for guardrail replacement. Hopefully that's going to be done soon, because I don't know that there's very much protection of that house if another crash happens at that intersection. Thought maybe some temporary barricades you could put out there, but temporary barricade, if it gets hit, it's just going to bounce out of the way anyway.
Our law department has been redoing that, so we still have to meet internally to go over the final process that we have to follow.
That guardrail is gonna get replaced though, correct?
Well, I mean, there's
Not
an issue.
necessarily. Yeah, okay. It looks like it's been surveyed and survey spots.
Well, that was,
We'll leave it at that.
Right, exactly.
We'll leave it at that. If the law department's involved, we'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm sure we're going to have many updates on that project as we move along. And I'm surprised they're out there in the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's a lot of projects that aren't being done.
No,
They're being pushed back.
It seems as though they want to get that done and get that road back and open back up. So
good to
the
hear.
last few days when it's been pouring out there, are out there.
It's nice to hear. Any other unfinished business? Seeing here none. Amy? Commissioner Gata?
Yeah, while we're torturing Doug, Doug, any updates on Cologne Avenue and Route 30, when they're gonna swing the new lights around and finish all of that work? My favorite intersection?
I have not heard anything.
Okay, I'll torture the state again then. Great.
Thank you, Commissioner. You've been
Thank
very
you.
good at that. We appreciate you staying on top of that, though, with the state. Any other unfinished business? Seeing none, any new business? Seeing none, anyone attending in person that would like to speak now at public comment, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, state your name and the town you reside. If you're attending virtually and would like to make a public comment, please raise your hand. We will call upon your name and a request to unmute will be sent. Please state your name and the town you reside. You also will be provided up to 3 minutes to speak. Do we have anybody from the public? Anybody online? Jason Howe? Mr. Howe?
Hi. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, this is Jason Howell. I'm also from Pinelands Preservation Alliance, but I've lived in Atlantic County my whole life. My whole family's lived in Atlantic County for, in some cases, a couple 100 years. And Warden State Forest is extremely important to me, and I'm probably one of the most knowledgeable people on the actual geography of the place. A visitor map is very important. Of course, who decides what goes on the map, I think, is an important process. Also, and so I was really happy to hear that Commissioner Bertino, decided to hold a vote pending the public process, which has been ongoing now for some time. It's a really hard conversation to have with words. It's a lot easier to show in pictures, in video, and even better yet, in person. So I would like to personally invite any commissioner to join us on a tour of Warden State Forest to actually see what it is we're talking about here. Because when you say trail, path, road, a USGS map from 70 years ago, the first visitor map from 1966, and what the draft is today, which is actually very close to the first visitor map ever produced, which is from 1966. It's a very hard thing to discuss in words, but once you see it in person, it becomes quite obvious, because especially if you're talking about people's personal vehicles, you can't just say, okay, the general public, go ahead and go into that 3-foot water hole or that double-lined route that shows as an unimproved road 70 years ago, but now there's a giant beaver lodge on the road, or there is it's completely reforested in some cases, or there's been no maintenance for 70 years. There's bridges out. There's just some things that are no longer applicable to motor vehicle use in the modern day, where 70 years ago, that may have been something that a private landowner actually used as part of the cranberry farm or blueberry farm. Today, it's just a completely different story. So I would just like to extend that invite to show the commissioner what it actually is we're discussing here, and I think it becomes very clear once you see these routes in person that something that people that are opposing the Park Service, opposing what they're doing as far as producing an easy to understand, easy to navigate visitor map, they're calling roads where you couldn't dream of taking your personal vehicle in these places. They would be, you'd completely ruin your vehicle, and have to call park for it. So, I just want to extend that invitation and show the beauty of the place as well, because like Commissioner Bertino said, this is really an amazing resource we have in Atlantic County, New Jersey. It's a special place. So, just want to extend that invite and appreciate your time and your work. Thank you.
No, thank you very much, and if you want to send an email over to, it's the county clerk, what is the address for the commissioners, the email?
Commissioners@aclink.org.
So commissioners@aclink.org, let us know what time frames, and if any commissioner would like to take advantage of that, we greatly appreciate the invite.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I see Commissioner Parker kind of perking up. I have a feeling he's going to be taking a tour.
Great tour for his committee.
But thank you again, sir, for your comments. Is there anybody else that from the public? No? Okay. Any comments for the good of the order?
Madam Chair.
Commissioner Corsi?
First of all, I know that early in the meeting, I've been reminded to use the mic again. Early in the meeting, we had a moment of silence for our former county executive. But I'd be remiss if I didn't, looking at the picture on the press today, your picture popped up next to Richard Squires today. But what a guy. He served his community, served his country, and put his heart and soul into Atlantic County. And a lot of, we talk about the Veteran Cemetery, we talk about the veteran more out there. Richard had a lot to do with it. When I was a young kid getting involved in politics, I used to always watch this tall guy working across the street and big old hands. But what a loss to this community. But his legacy, his life will live on. And I'm asking that at the next meeting we do some kind of resolution proclamations that present to his family from all of us. I'm sure others will do what they have to do, but you know, it's one thing to say something, but when you live 92 years, and you know, it's amazing. Every now and then I have the opportunity to work in funeral services, and you'll live 50 or 60 years, and then they said they want to have remarks, and nobody says nothing. You can live 60 and 70 and 80 years, and nobody has nothing to say. But I'm sure there's a lot of folks that have a lot to say. But it's good, bad, or indifferent. One thing about Richard, you knew where you stood. You agreed with him or disagreed with him. He was always up to the challenge. But to say that, it was, you know, I never forget, it was Worthington, Chuck Worthington, and then it was Richard, and then Denny. So I'm dating myself now. I mean, Atlantic County is probably one of the few that has a full-time county executive. A lot of counties have their commissioners, used to be freeholders running in town, but this gentleman served well, and we want to certainly send our prayers and thoughts out to the family, and said that Atlantic County has certainly lost a true trailblazer, one who's put everything he had, I believe, into making sure that the residents of Atlantic County got what they deserved and more. And so we can just pay a small tribute to the life and the legacy of Richard Squires. It means a lot. I often say this, though he may not have written his name on every neon sign throughout town, throughout Atlantic County, he wrote his name in the hearts of men and women, and he'll live beyond the grave. And so we stand in support and prayer for family, but may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, thank you very much, Commissioner. He was truly a gentleman. He was professional. He was involved in things up until the end. I would say you see him at almost every veterans event. He was very involved, and you know, our hearts go out to them all. Thank you for that. We'll definitely do something for the family. Commissioner Rizzo.
Madam Chair, thank you. On the same topic, my friend Dick Squires, what a guy, what a guy. And he was involved in this county at a very crucial time to a lot of growth that was occurring in the county. And I had the pleasure of working with him on the board, and of course he became the county executive. Did just a great job for the county. I know his heart was in it. 110%. I can remember years ago when I proposed the office of Veteran Service Officer, because I found out we didn't have one. And we were one of the only counties that didn't have one at the time. And we had this room full with Purple Heart veterans that came in here, and it was approved, and we got it through the office, and Dick got it administered, and we've always done a lot of things for veterans. And of course with the Veteran Cemetery, and of course the pavilion now is named after Dick Squires. He was just a local guy, Northfield guy who made good. He was a tax collector, assessor, and I remember the first time he ran for office, he lost. And he came back the second year and won. And lived about 1975 or so. And ever since then he won elections. And he was a good chairman and a good county executive. And, you know, our county, when you look at other counties in comparison, our county has been blessed with level management. I'll call it level management. From Worthington to Squires to Levinson, boards, the different boards that have served over the years, the success of our county, only using 50% of our surplus into the next year's budget, and the way we consistently and evenly manage the county is why we're in the shape that we're in. We're in excellent shape. And that success, it shows. And, I attend the South Jersey County Commissioners Association meetings whenever I can, and you hear from other counties what they're doing and their troubles and so on and so forth. And if government can just become consistent, it works a whole lot better than these radical changes, plus or minus from year to year. And Atlantic County's been the poster child, I think, of consistent government over the years. And our leadership has given us that. So I know that Dick, after he retired from public service, he spent a lot of time with our Atlantic County Cultural and Historical Association. Spent a lot of time with that. It was a big passion of his. And I see that we're going to have the flags lowered half-staff for a week in his memory, and he was certainly someone we should remember, and yes, we should do some kind of a resolution as well, proclamation. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Latino.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Those of us that have a little longevity in political life, we've all had discussions with Dick Squires. I remember early on when I first got involved as a councilman on the western end of Hamilton, and first time I had the opportunity to get a call from Dick, the county executive, and we joke about it. He explained to me how county government works. Now, if any of you ever got one of those Dick Squires phone calls, I had the phone all the way out here while he was explaining to me the process, because he wanted to make sure I understood it. And we've had quite a few laughs through the years about that. I won't say the language he was using while I was explaining it, but he got his point across to me. And he was a little French. It was probably a little French, but the guy was always terrific to work with. Loved this county, loved his family. Will be sorely missed. I do miss my conversations with Dick. Afterwards, I figured out how county government works. I didn't have to have that kind of dialogue anymore. But we've all had those little Dick Squires conversations. Great man. Will sorely be missed.
And Jerry, I know you've had quite a few years with him as well, and I'm sure you'll miss him just as much as everyone.
Jerry?
He gave me and a lot of other people opportunities as Denny has. I mean, he moved me probably 10 times. I had 10 different jobs with Dick. I mean, he believed in that. He believed moving you around, you got experience. That's people don't realize when you go through this, people think, well, yeah, you've only had one position, but when you go through, I can't begin to tell you the experience that because he decided to give you that experience. It was worth it, and I think, he was, I had an opportunity to be with him. We would go away to these conventions, and you get a chance to sit down and really talk to him just about things in general, government, his view on government, everything, and he wasn't yelling and screaming at me at those times. We could sit and relax.
Maybe it was something I said at the
Schooling
time.
now.
Yeah, let's take it, Denny's, I'd have to say
Denny's.
You wanted a little too much.
Just a little, that was all. I was a little too passionate, maybe.
He's
Yeah,
trying
right.
to prove himself to be county executive.
Yeah, I was a little passionate, that's all.
Do we have any other comments from our county commissioners? Do we go to the order? Okay, I just want to make note that April is Autism Awareness Month, and thanks to the many people that have been putting together several events across the county to raise awareness. We've come a long ways in this, but we have a long ways to go. So there's quite a few things going on throughout the county. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here today.